welcome to this new series where we are going to try and combine a short gentle yoga practice with a meditation. For this class today, we're dealing with Vishudda, the throat area, the throat chakra, and we're going to use one block. If you don't have a block, you could use a bigger book or just go without it. I'm going to start lying down. We're going to get right into it. And you can just place your head gently onto whatever prop you found for yourself. I like to take my arms a little bit wider, have my feet on the mat, and just take a moment to get into your body. Notice your breath. And see if you can focus onto that area around your throat, which is the area of Vishudda. And I like to start with very gentle movements from side to side as I notice my breath flowing up and down my throat. See if that feels at all easeful, and if not, just stay still. And see how narrow you feel your throat feels today and how much space you have for your breath. Maybe establish a gentle ujjayi breath if that's familiar. So you're going to narrow your throat a little bit in order to lengthen your breath. And take a last moment before you begin to notice if there's anything that you feel like you want to say but you don't quite know how. Maybe set an intention. I'm going to place my head right onto the mat, open my eyes, bring my feet to touch, and start with a gentle twist. So drop your knees to the right, and you can turn your gaze towards your knees if you like. Noticing your left shoulder descending as you turn. Maybe you gaze towards your right hand, take a couple of breaths, and then very gently, very slowly turn your head now to the left. And see if again you can keep both shoulders heavy. You really want to focus on the area of your neck, front and back. And then maybe as you turn back towards your right arm, can you lift your left hand up a little bit? So move it back. And potentially keep that for a breath or two before moving that arm down. So just experiencing all sorts of openings, if you will, all sorts of movement. And then just bring your knees back up, take a breath at center, and let your knees fall over to the left when you're ready. So we're going to start looking towards the knees with the arms wide, or if that's too much, just let your arms come a little further down. And then travel with your gaze over towards that right arm, very slowly, just to notice all these little stages of movement in your muscles. And as you turn your gaze back towards the left arm, maybe lift your right arm up on the mat, so slide it up. Again, just changing the situation bit by bit. And as you let your right arm now move down, slide down towards your right hip, you're going to again make sure your shoulders are both very heavy. With the next inhale, bring your knees up. Turn your gaze back towards the ceiling. Take a breath. And lift your hips up. And instead of moving your head, see if you can let your chin stay where it is and let your sternum come towards your chin. Feel your breath. This is Jalandhara Bandha, so we're going to try and activate a little bit through bandhas, through locks. Lifting the arms up as you inhale and exhale, lift your hips, and again, lift your sternum towards your chin so you feel that narrowing there, and that's a very conscious narrowing. As you inhale, you release and take your arms up as you lower the hips. And we're going to do that one more time. Exhale, bringing the arms down to the mat, lifting up onto your heels, knees stay parallel, chest towards chin. And then inhale, release, and stretch out on your mat. Maybe take your legs out long in front of you. Find that nice opening in the whole of the front body after you set that little lock. Feel the breath floating, or flooding you rather, and relax as you exhale. With your next inhale, whenever you're ready, set your feet back onto the mat. Maybe hug the knees in and roll up into a seat. And we're going to continue with our focus on that area around the throat. So I'm going to sit on a block. You do not have to do that. If you'd like to sit up on something, please go ahead. Just make sure you sit upright. And take your hands onto your neck and let your fingers face backwards. I'm going to close my eyes and just feel my breath for a moment there. Just feel your breath traveling through that area again. And I'm going to start oming whenever you're ready. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, maybe just a quiet humming, or if you like, a proper om. So inhale there. Om. Feeling that vibration passing your throat. One more time. Inhale. Open your eyes and just release your hands down. Take a moment before you move on. We're going to come right into all fours. Hands down to the mat, knees down to the mat. And starting with cat-cow movements, where today and today only, I want to say, we're going to actually focus on the neck. And we are going to try to lift the chin a little bit and feel that opening around the throat. And then as we exhale, we drop the head so we can feel the back of the neck open. Now this is a very sensitive area, so I'd like you to go very cautiously through this movement and maybe do half of the movement, maybe not even, if this is at all uncomfortable. When you're ready, you're going to place your left knee either on a block or just maybe fold your mat in. Take your left hand behind the back and see if you can twist open, and as you exhale, back down. Do that a couple of times. With your left hand behind you, twist the left shoulder open and exhale, look back down. Take your gaze with you there. One more time to twist open. Exhale down. And then extend your right leg on the mat, right toes tucked. Twist open one more time like this, and maybe this time extend your left arm with you. So you feel that opening around the chest. Your gaze could go up, or if you want to play around with turning your gaze, you can do that. And then reach your left arm over your ear and stretch. So left arm extended, right leg long, both hands down when you're ready. Now this time we're going to lift the right foot up behind us, kicking that heel away from us, and then bending into the knee to hold the right foot with the left hand. Hold that for a moment there. You might even see it on my neck. The left side of the neck gets an opening, and then as you exhale, release back down and switch right to the other side. So this is a quick flow. If you feel like you need to take more time, feel free to pause as always. Block goes under the right knee. This time, we're going to bring the right hand behind the back and turn open as we inhale. This is not a crazy big movement, so don't force it if it doesn't feel right. The exhale is when the movement goes down and in, and the inhale lifts the elbow up. Maybe take a breath out, and then the next inhale, extend the left leg behind you, turn up and open, and maybe extend the right arm up towards the ceiling when you're ready. Feel that twisting action here in the whole of your spine, and your gaze could turn up, or you can look down towards the mat if you prefer. Right arm's going to move over the right ear, so you're reaching forward, lengthening the whole right side of the body and the right side of the neck. Bring the right hand down, extend the left leg, kick the left heel away from you. Pull your navel in and bend into that left leg as you reach for it with the right hand. Maybe lift your gaze a little bit again, gentle with your neck. Hold and breathe out specifically. Don't hold the breath. And release as you exhale. Soften, remove the block if you had one. Find a moment of softening completely, reaching your arms forward, maybe gazing towards your fingers for a moment there, and then as you exhale, drop the forehead and roll towards crown of the head so that your neck gets a little bit of release as well. So a couple of times rolling up and down towards crown of the head and back onto the forehead. And then just soften into that opening, your chest, lead the way. Puppy pose. When you're ready, come back onto your hands and knees. And from here, we're going to make our way forward with that right foot, step it through. Again, I like to use my block just as cushioning. You don't have to do that. The right foot is going to walk forward so you can sink into that right knee, interlacing your fingers behind your back just for a moment there to make sure your shoulders are moving down, and maybe looking up for a moment. Again, neck sensitive area might not work. Bring your hands to touch in front of you. Bring your elbows close and touch your third eye with your thumbs. See if you can lift the front of your body up, lift your elbows, move into a back bend, lean into that right knee as you do this so the left hip flexor gets some nice, delicious opening. And then bring your fingertips down and lean back with your hips. See if you can move into a Hanuman, and potentially, if you have the space, all the way back into A seated position here, seated on your left heel and releasing the front of the body as you drop your head down towards that right knee. Move your breath into the back and take a pause here. Maybe come back to your intention, your original reason why you clicked on this class. Is there anything that you feel like you want to release, anything you want to express? Speaking your truth. And then slowly make it back towards your lunge, step back into all fours. Any breathing, any movement that feels good. I sometimes like to include a little bit side to side, rolling the torso, and again, maybe rolling the head as well. Find your breath before you step your left foot through. Right knee might need cushioning. Allow for a little bit of space for that left knee. Extend your arms behind you, interlacing fingers so your shoulders can slide down your back. Take a breath there and bring your hands to touch. Elbows closer, maybe touch your third eye as you lift into that nice opening of the front body. And again, you're going to sink into that left knee, really feeling the right hip flexor spacious. Hands down to the mat as you exhale, shift the hips back. See if you want to stay there or take the block to the side and lean into a seated position all the way down towards your right heel. This is really just optional, as most of the things that I'm suggesting here, of course. Drop your head and just feel your breath in the back of your body. Allow yourself a moment there to consciously experience the effects of your practice. And maybe not just your neck, maybe those effects go a little bit further, specifically now towards the lower part of your body. When you're ready, come back forward into your lunge. Inhale towards the front. Exhale to step it back into hands and knees. And from here, again, after a couple movements, we always want to create softness in between, whatever that means for you. We're going to lie down on our bellies. Yes. Coming into a Sphinx pose, the elbows right under the shoulders or a little further in front. I like to just let my head lead the way, or let my neck lead the way. So I'm just going to let my chin move from side to side in very gentle half circles. Definitely not further than that. Maybe less range. And then I'm going to turn my palms up and just see what that does to my shoulders. My thumbs moving out and down. Breathing softly, allowing for my belly to drop if my lower back allows that, right? So there are always these questions. What is respectful towards my body? As I exhale, I'm going to drop my head and just feel the length in my neck. As I inhale, I'm going to lift my chin ever so slightly. I cannot say that often enough. For me, it's usually much better to just drop the head, but I am going to be gentle with the lifting. And then as I exhale, I'm going to drop my forehead all the way down onto my arms and rest. Now, after this very quick paced flow, see if you can come to a moment of stillness without dozing off and without letting your thoughts travel too far. In these couple of minutes that we have together, can you come back to your intention? What is it that you feel like you need to express? What stops you from speaking your truth today? And then once again, feel the breath passing through your throat. And see if this time without ujjayi, you can just let it pass more freely. The next inhale, you're going to press up into all fours, bring your knees closer, and lean into a cat back before sitting down all the way into a child's pose, potentially with your block under your forehead. Your arms are just going to drape down, followed by your shoulders. And this one is a really nice one, I find, just rolling on my forehead side to side. You can do the same on the mat. And finding a comfortable position here, supported from underneath, allowing for the breath to fill up the back body as a whole. Let this be the finish of your practice. Let this be the final step before coming into a different state, a more calm state, a new state, where you feel powerful and strong and ready to express. Before we go back into our day, we're going to come into a short meditation, just a couple minutes. And I like to sit up on something if I'm seated on my heels. I recommend you do the same. Clearly this one isn't tall enough, so I'm going to grab a meditation pillow, or you can sit cross-legged instead. Just find a position that makes you feel like sitting upright isn't too hard for you. You can even lie down if this doesn't work at all. But I'd like you to come into a position where for a moment you can give your neck some space. I'm going to take my left hand and just allow the weight of the hand to have my left ear move towards my left shoulder. From here I can move my head up and down again very gently. No pressure, no stress, nowhere. And then other side, right ear towards the right shoulder, using the right hand really just as additional weight, nothing more. Moving forward and backward with my chin, not my knee, my chin. Releasing the head, releasing the hands, and again, maybe a half circle or whatever feels good. And then coming into your most comfortable meditative position. Take a couple of moments once you closed your eyes to arrive in stillness. After this short but active practice, allow for the breath to flow freely. And see if you can settle into this position a little more deeply by letting your weight drop. The color of this area, you can call it chakra if you like, Vishudda in yoga, is a light blue color. And so I'd like you to imagine a very beautiful blue color, whatever shade you prefer. And with every inhale, you're taking in that color through your nostrils into your throat. And with every exhale, you're spreading that light blue color of your choice. So taking the blue in as you inhale and spreading as you exhale. And you're just going to keep going with that. And as that color spreads, imagine it being very liberating, freeing. This color goes into all corners of your being, allowing you to open up wherever you feel like you're still a little bit stuck. This light blue can travel into your fingertips, into your toes, all the way up towards the crown of the head. And it specifically moves up and down your throat with your breath. And it relaxes all the area around your throat. Keep going with this meditation and this image. Thank you.